Hi, I'm Bob Ashbrook, Republican candidate for council at large. Of the 5 candidates for that office, I believe I have the best combination of communication skills, political experience, business acumen, community involvement, engineering knowledge, and big picture thinking. I ask you to affirm this view by returning me to office with your vote this November. Now I offer the following in support of these claims. I'm a lifelong resident of the community, educated at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, Moeller High School, and UC's Ohio College of Applied Science. I worked with my dad, Paul Ashbrook, for 25 years in the family business on Benson Street. I'm currently employed by the Industrial Communication and Sound Company, and I have served you for many years as a member of City Council. Over the years, I've also served in leadership positions in my parish, Saints Peter and Paul, including President of Parish Council, member of the Education, Finance, Building and Grounds Committees. I've served as a trustee for the Reading Chamber of Commerce and as secretary and now member of the Reading Community Improvement Corporation. I'm a founding member of the Connecting Active Communities Coalition, and I currently sit on the board of directors for OKI Regional Council of Governments and for the Mill Creek Alliance, formerly known as the Mill Creek Watershed Council of Communities. Additionally, I am active in the Reading We Thrive Health Initiative and have been honored as a named ambassador for that group. The city is at a critical point in its 200-plus year history. While currently enjoying a renewed sense of civic pride over the construction and opening of a new public school, improving our local economy in a highly competitive and evolving marketplace will be an ongoing challenge. Attracting new commercial investment is far more involved than simply hanging out an open for business sign. Companies looking to relocate expect good services from the police, fire, and public works. We would not even be in the running if it were not for these. But since these are assumed, the very fine services we provide do not differentiate us from so many other communities in the surrounding area as we compete for commercial investment. Therefore, capitalizing on our more unique attributes, our centralized location within the metro area, the well-renowned Reading Bridal District, and proximity to regional recreational amenities, such as the Mill Creek Greenway Triangle Trail, a project with great probability of resolving certain floodplain problems and with widespread support from agencies such as Hamilton County Planning and Development and Hamilton County Great Parks, and to which I have been an influential presence. These are the opportunities we must first pursue to attract the investment in our community, the expansion of our tax base, that can make possible so many other quality of life improvements for all who work, live, and play in our great city. Be wary, therefore, of those who might promise rec centers, athletic facilities, and a new city building. Reading is a relatively high tax community. Going to the well in pursuit of funding for these items may very well be counter to our economic development efforts if the cart gets placed before the horse. With money so precious, then, it is especially imperative that every public works project be scrutinized, refined, and executed in a manner that returns greatest value to the taxpayers. It is my belief that carefully engineered, aesthetically pleasing projects cost nothing more than those that are merely utilitarian. This pursuit has been especially significant this term for me. Since West Benson Street is much overdue for a refresh, and with your vote, I look forward to applying this mindset to any such effort. The city's recently updated version of its 2008 master plan affirms and expands upon many of the aspects of that earlier work, a document that I was highly instrumental in having created. Implementing the many improvements and recommendations of this plan while coordinating with those of various other community initiatives can be a tricky course best navigated by an experienced, informed, connected, insightful legislator. I humbly submit that I am that person. You can be sure that if elected, I will continue to deliver to all citizens of Reading my industry, dedication, integrity, and passion, and I ask for your vote on November 5th. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Randy Fischesser, and I'm seeking re-election for council at large with the City of Reading. This will be my 6th term, and I suspect that most of you know my background and past accomplishments. So with only 5 minutes to share with you, I would like to take the time to share my feelings and thoughts about being your representative on the council. My first belief is that as council we should work together with the administration in order to accomplish great things for our city. This doesn't mean that we cannot have our own thoughts or ideas about certain issues. Quite the contrary. Discussion and civilized debate is good. However, once everyone's viewpoint has been shared, it becomes time to move forward with a project or proposal. In the end, it's administration's job, not council's, to make the final decisions and see the project through. I also believe that there's a time and a place for politics, and the council floor is not it. I do not believe in paying lip service to someone for fear of losing their vote. That being said, I also hope that you realize that as a council at large, I represent all the citizens of the City of Reading. You may not agree with my decision all the time, but do know that in my heart, I feel it's the best for the entire community. Being a retired member of the Reading Fire Department has helped me immensely with the role as chairman of the Health and Safety Committee. It has always been my belief that public safety is the most important thing we, as a government, can give our citizens. You can have the best parks, ball fields, walking trails, but if the people don't feel safe, it's useless. That is why the Health and Safety Committee continuously strives to keep our police and fire departments in updated gear and equipment. Working with the administration over the past 2 years, we have been able to increase staffing in both the fire and police departments. We have purchased new SUV cruisers for the police department, new fire and EMS units, and a host of equipment that helps both departments do their job safer, faster, and more efficiently, all the while increasing the safety and protection of all our citizens. Finally, I think it's high time people get out from behind their computers and get involved in their community. Get to know your neighbors. Pick up the trash if you see it laying somewhere. Volunteer with any of the numerous sports, community, and outreach programs within our fine city. Think of how much more could be accomplished if everyone stepped up and gave just a little time and energy back to the city. Even just a little can mean a lot. Just get involved. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve you over the past 10 years. If you have questions or ideas, please reach out to me. My email is rdfish@aol.com, and my phone number is 513-304-4046. I ask that you consider Randy Fischesser when casting your vote for Reading Council at Large. Thank you and good evening.
Hello, I'm Tony Gertz. I'm running for re-election in Reading, proud to be a Republican in Ward 2. That's all you need to know about me. I'm here to promote 3 council at large candidates that are also Republicans. Bob Ashbrock, who I got acquainted with many years ago. His dad owned a radio and TV place, and I was trying to get streetscape improvements for Benson Street accomplished, and it was a battle. And he helped me out, and he's been a great councilman. I believe that the streetscape improvements is what made the wedding district what it is today. And we hear that all over the country about the wedding district. And a lot of that had to do with Bob and his help. Secondly, I want you to know the fellow by the name of Randy Fischesser is running at large also on a Republican ticket. Now, Randy's father and I were cohorts. I was service director many years ago, and his father was the safety director. And of course, I know Randy's a retired lieutenant from the Reading paramedic fire department, and he's head of the safety department of council, the safety committee, I should say. And he does an excellent job. You can't have a better man working in safety than Randy Fischesser. And I'm very proud that he's a Republican running on our ticket. And his family goes back many years. Knew his mother, Faye. She sang at my wedding. Thirdly, we have Don Lindeman. Now, Don and I graduated from the greatest high school east and west of the Allegheny Mountains, and that's Roger Bacon, many years back, of course. Don is a successful businessman, retired. He and his cohorts ran a very successful printing business. Now, Don has worked very hard for the city of Reading. Most recently, Don did a complete study of all of the properties that the city of Reading owns. We had a very poor inventory of actual properties that we own. Slivers here, slivers there. I think that Don has saved the city just in doing that. He has 4 piles of books and all the plats that go with it. Probably worth $30,000 or $40,000 worth of work that Don saved the city of Reading for his hard work. He also worked a few years back on recycling. And he even got me, who not a big fan. I recycle now because of Don Lindeman. He has helped the city of Reading by reducing the amount of garbage that does go into the dump. Instead, now goes into recycling with Rumpke. So don't forget, Fischesser, Ashbrook, Lindeman, or Lindeman, Fischesser, and Ashbrook, or whatever you like, Fischesser, Ashbrook, and Lindeman. 3 solid, good Republicans who have done many, many things for our community. Building of infrastructure, taking care of keeping taxes low, spending money in a proper way, overseeing their particular committees in a very good and fancy way to be very successful. Sometimes you say, well, we got all Republicans in there. Well, there was a fellow that, by the name of Butch Bemis, who said, if every councilman agreed the same, you don't need 7 councilmen, you only need 1. Well, all of us don't agree, even though we're Republicans. But we have a basic philosophy of good government and the idea of cutting taxes and reducing spending. We work together well, but we don't agree on everything. If you came to council meetings, you'll see that. Sometimes Bob Ashbrook and the mayor, they go head to head. That isn't bad. By the way, I don't want to forget something else. There's another candidate by the name of Heather Russell. She's running for judge, very good judge. She used to be on the council out in Lovewood years ago. My daughter was a law director and worked with her. She's an excellent judge, and I'd ask you to remember her also. So along with Ashbrook, Fischesser, Lindeman, remember Russell. The reason I'm hitting on them very hard is because they do have some opposition. And I don't have any problem with opposition. But I think we need to inquire about what these people are, their credentials, and more specifically, what are going to be their goals and how are they going to achieve it. I spoke with one of those young people, and that gentleman wants to rebuild City Hall, do all the parks, and I asked him, how are you going to pay for it? Well, he said, we'll have to raise taxes. I said, well, if that happens, and you raise earnings tax, you're going to lose business. We're already at the same level as Cincinnati. Well, he said, well, we'll put a real estate tax on. Well, what he's talking about is maybe $20 or $25 billion. I'm guessing that's 4 or 5 mil levy. I'm not prepared to do that. By the way, I asked you again, you only give me 5 minutes. Wish I had more. But Ashbrook, Fischesser, Lindeman, Russell, I need you to go out. I have a whole list of credentials here if you want to see them. I could go on for 30 minutes and tell you about all their credentials, but I don't have that much time. So I ask you to go out. Please vote for those people that I mentioned, and please go out and vote myself and all the Republican Party. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Don Lindeman. I'm running for City Council at large in the city of Reading. My wife Rosalyn and I have lived in Reading ever since I was honorably discharged from the Air Force. We have raised our 3 children in Reading and are very proud to call Reading our home. I volunteered for military service and served 5 years in the United States Air Force. I earned several outstanding awards during my military career. I'm an active volunteer at St. Peter and Paul Church. I have served as president of Parish Council, president of the Athletic Association, chairman of the festival, extraordinary minister, and senior server. I've served on the committee for Taste of Reading Committee and was a VYO coach for many years. I'm a member of the Reading Historical Society and the American Legion Hawker Fleggy Post 69. I was president of Graphic Information Systems for 22 years until I retired. During my time as president, I gained much experience that I have used on City Council. My experience has given me the opportunity to be the chairman of Utilities, Buildings, and Lands. I assist on the Finance Committee and the Public Works Committee. As chairman of the Utilities, Buildings, and Lands Committee, I have worked with the Safety Service Director to reduce the overhead costs of the Water Department, changing how the late notices were delivered. Instead of hand delivery, we now put them in the water bill, which this has eliminated costly man hours. Our committee has worked to reduce costs by setting gas and electric aggregation for the entire city. This has resulted in cost savings for all Reading citizens that are in the plan. I have worked diligently to put City of Reading property books together to quickly identify parcels owned by the city. 189 have been identified, and over 125 have been indexed, numbered, and in a system so the parcel can be quickly identified and located in one of the 4 3-inch binders. These property books have already become helpful, clarifying who was the owner of Hilltop School property. That was a question. It was found that the school board owns that property. Recently, another councilman was looking into properties along the Mill Creek. That property was found quickly and along with printed maps and drawings in the binders. It was estimated that the cost to do this project would have cost the city over $35,000. As a result of these catalogs of all the properties will serve as a source of information regarding marketable sites. This will facilitate effective management of these valuable public assets. The Finance Committee has been instilling realistic and practical expenditure goals for each of the city departments so that our budget can be met. Public Works Committee has committed to provide all the necessary equipment, personnel, and materials to maintain a clean, functioning, first-rate city that we all can be proud of. I would appreciate your vote on November the 5th. You may have my promise that I will continue to do everything in my power to keep Reading family-friendly and a great place to live, work, and play. God bless you, God bless America, and thank you for your time.
Hello to my fellow citizens of Reading. I am Sabrina Smith, your current city auditor. I want to start by thanking the City of Reading voters for giving me the opportunity to represent you these last 4 years. I have worked hard, and I hope my actions have spoken to that fact. When I took office, I quickly realized that a lot of citizens were unsure of the auditor's responsibilities and duties. The auditor's main responsibilities are working with all department heads to ensure that all of the city's bills are paid and the debt is managed. During my first 2 years in office, I took pride in creating fresh relationships with all of our vendors while working hard to eliminate unnecessary late fees, sales tax charges, and speeding up the process for which bills are paid. While obtaining my degree at Ohio State, I learned the importance of a balanced budget and always strive to keep our city in line. This is carried into my finance positions over the years, both as your city auditor and the private sector. As I mentioned during my first campaign 4 years ago, I wanted my office to provide complete transparency to the citizens, so I created Reading's Ohio Checkbook System. This free website allows for anyone to see where their tax money is going. Every penny that we spend as a city is accounted for and displayed in this system. Please feel free to contact my office if you would like more information about the Ohio Checkbook. As your city auditor, I must pass audits for the state as well. The City of Reading currently takes part in 2-year audits that we've passed with flying colors. Our next 2-year audit will be in 2020 for years 2018 and 2019. Each year, we also do a gap statement, which stands for Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. This helps start the audit and keeps the city in good standing with the state auditors. My office has extended its reach through community projects and helping our community. I am one of the neighborhood navigators for We Thrive Reading. This is the group that has accomplished so much. The Park Passport Program, Farmers Market, Adopt a Pot for the big flower pots in town, and so much more. I'm extremely happy and proud of the progress my office has made over the last 4 years. I look forward to continuing those efforts. Thank you again to the people of Reading, and please remember to get out and vote this November 5th.